Hello students, welcome to online teaching learning process. In today's online session, we are going to start chapter number 3, exogenetic processes, part 1, standard 9th, geography. Students, this chapter we will learn in 2 sessions. In the last chapter, that is chapter number 2, endogenetic movements, you have learned about the landforms created by the internal movements of the earth. So in this session you will learn different exogenetic or external process and landforms created by them. So, landforms created on the Earth's surface as a result of internal movements are called primary and secondary landforms. Continents, mountains, plateaus, plains, etc. are primary and secondary landforms. These primary and secondary landforms undergo some changes because of the external processes happening on the Earth's surface. They are called the tertiary landforms. These external processes occur because of the external process working on the Earth's surface. Students, they are mainly solar energy, gravitational force and kinetic energy associated with the moving object on the Earth's surface. Valley, sand dune, delta, U-shaped valley, etc. are the examples of tertiary landforms. Children, do you know primary and secondary landforms change into tertiary landforms because of the external processes like weathering, erosion, transportation and deposition. Students, see the given picture. These are the some of the landforms creators because of these external processes. Breaking or weakening of rocks is a natural phenomenon. It is called weathering. Children, rocks break and weaken because of the some external forces like sunlight, movements of the rock or changes in climate, etc. So this is called weathering. Students, weathering can be of 3 types. They are mechanical or physical weathering, chemical weathering and biological weathering. So in this session we will learn about mechanical weathering in details. Students, in this session we are going to learn deeply about mechanical weathering. So mechanical or physical weathering is more seen in areas of arid climate. Arid climate means hot regions where less rain and more heat. Children, you must have seen how each and every layer of onion can be removed. Correct? Like that only in nature rocks undergoes such a process. The exposed part of the rock heats because of the sunlight, but the inner layer is comparatively cooler. Children, when the outer part heats, it expands, but the inner part is still cool. Thus, the expanded layer of the rock detached from the main rock. This is called exfoliation of the rock. See the figure. In this figure, you can see layer by layer the rock parts fallen apart. This is type of mechanical weathering. Children, mechanical weathering mainly occurs because of temperature, frost, crystal growth, release of pressure and water. Now we will see temperature. We know that rocks are made of different minerals. When the sunlight focuses continuously on the rock, the mineral in the rock expand because of heat and contract when the temperature decreases. Due to such continuous expansion and contraction, tension develop in the rock particles. Each minerals reacts differently to the temperature. Some mineral expand more while other do not expand much. The tension formed in the rocks also increases and decreases. So students, as a result, cracks develop in the rocks and they break in areas where during daytime itself temperature increases too high and decreases also too low. It is a common type of weathering in hot desert. Next is frost. Children, you will see water in the glass bottle. When we keep in the freezer, it break. Why? Yes, when the water freezes, it expands and this force the bottle break. That is the volume of the water increases when it freezes. During the rainy season, the water accumulates in the cracks of the rocks. In areas where the temperatures drop below 0 degree Celsius for some times, the water accumulated in the cracks and crevices of the rocks freezer. Its volume increases. This leads to tension into rocks and they shatter. Children, see this figure. You can see how rock shatter because of the frost. So, children, next we will see crystal growth. Some of the sea coast are rocky. The sea waves continuously hit the sea cliff. See the picture of sea water hitting on the cliff. Sea water is salty, as we all know. That is alkaline. This alkaline water heats the rocks. Some droplets enter into the cracks of the rock. Some soluble materials in the rock get dissolved. This leads the formation of small holes in the rock. This is the effect of solution. When the seawater heats the rock again, the water gets stored in these holes. This water evaporates because of the heat of the sun. So understood, students? Because of the sun heat, this water evaporates. Only the crystal of alkaline materials remains in the rocks. Crystals occupy more space. This causes tension in the rocks. Thus, holes are formed in the rocks. It looks like honeycomb. You must have seen honeycomb. So, this rock look like a honeycomb. Now, students, we will see release of pressure. Children, as we learned that temperature freezing of water and crystallization create tension on the rocks. What else can create tension on the rock? The outer layers of the rock exert pressure on the inner and lower layer. Because of the weathering, outer layer or some other reason, when this pressure reduces, the lower or inner layers get freed from the pressure. So this also leads to weathering. Children, next we will see water. Some areas experience more rainfall than others. In such areas, rocks soak in the water. This causes weathering, or some rocks like sandstone, then conglomerate. These rocks particles are joined together because of the process on the rocks particles. Students, mud also makes sand particles come together. When water penetrates such rocks, the particles get loose and separate from the main rock. So this is called granular weathering. What it called, dear student? This is called granular weathering. Sometimes both temperature and water are responsible for weathering. Difference in temperature cause contraction and expansion, widening and the joints or the cracks in the rocks. Water accumulates in such wide joints and big blocks of rocks separate from each other. So student, this is called block disintegration. What it called, dear student? This is called block disintegration. Children, here the first session of this lesson is over. Let's recall what you have learned today. Primary and secondary landforms give way to tertiary landforms because of some external process. They are weathering, erosion, transportation and deposition. So these are three types of weathering. Also we have learned three types of weathering. They are mechanical weathering, second is chemical weathering, and third one is biological weathering. These three are the three types of weathering we have learned. Also you have learned about mechanical weathering in this session. Mechanical weathering mainly occur because of temperature, frost, crystal growth, release of pressure and water. So children, here we are done with the first session. In the next session, you will learn about chemical weathering and biological weathering in details. Thank you so much, students. Watch the video carefully and write down your doubts, which we will discuss in the doubt clearing session. Once again, thank you so much, dear student. Stay home, stay safe. Take care.